Thanks so much, Charlotte. Ozden Zeynep Oktav is a professor of international relations at Istanbul Medeniyet University and joins me here in studio. Ma'am, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
From everything we've heard over the past 20 minutes or so, it's impossible to see that failed coup attempt 8 years ago as purely a domestic issue. Yeah. Everything we've heard of what happened in the United States, which still happens to be the superpower, and this major frustration from the Turkish government in asking for the extradition of Feto's leader. So, to what extent did that failed coup attempt affect and impact Turkish foreign policy and its view of itself and its place in the world?
Mm-hmm. Yes, as you mentioned, it had a great impact on Turkish foreign policy because especially Turkey's bilateral relations with the United States, because many in Turkey believed that this failed coup attempt was sponsored by the United States, as the head of this terrorist organization, Feto, was sheltered by Washington since 1999. Mm. So if you remember the old broadcasts from the European Union countries as well as the United States, just pumping the idea that Erdogan was already fled away from Turkey and he was abroad and he was, this coup targeted the overthrow of Erdogan. Therefore, many believed that Erdogan already fled away from Turkey. But when he appeared, Mr. Erdogan appeared on TV screens, we Turks understood that he was alive and he was still in Turkey. And upon his call to Turks to resist and to flood on the streets, people went onto the roads and a big resistance started. But except two countries, many other countries, except two, made such broadcasts. Mm. Erdogan was not in Turkey, he fled away, etc. These two countries, one was Russia, the other was Iran. Mm. These Iranian broadcasts and the Russians also leader, just at the first moments of the failed coup attempt, made statements supporting Erdogan. This became a milestone in Turkey, in the trajectory of Turkish foreign policy. This is very important. Because if this failed coup attempt became successful, Imran Bey, I believe the broad provinces, border provinces of Turkey would be occupied, because I conducted a project and we visited a lot of places on the border of Turkey with Syria as well as Iraq. In these provinces like Hatay, for example, many people told me, frankly, that a lot of foreigners are waiting for the success of the coup. And on that night, Turkey would be occupied. This is the fact. This is very striking fact. This is more than a coup attempt. This is my personal opinion. This was a rehearsal for the occupation of Turkey by the outsiders. Personally speaking, I believe this very strongly. And this coup attempt mainly targeted Mr. Erdogan himself, and his overthrow of Turkish presidents was the main target of this coup, and this was sponsored by the outsiders. As you mentioned, this was not only a domestic issue. Right. And we were lucky because people showed a big resistance and they defended democracy and they defended Turkish territories. Right. And especially at the border places of Turkey. Otherwise, Turkey would be fragmented, territorially fragmented.
You think it would have gone that far?
Exactly. I believe that Turkey would be territorially disintegrated and Turkey's border provinces would be occupied and there would be a civil war.
Wow.
Yes. Turkey on that night was on the edge of a civil war. And thanks to God, people became victorious over the traitors, sponsored by the outsiders. This is the summary of
Right.
that night in my view.
And just to rewind a little bit, because I want to be absolutely certain that I have your thoughts crystal clear as a professor of international relations. Previously, the idea, Türkiye, NATO member, leaning west, pro-west.
Yes.
And I don't want to oversimplify this, but as you say, this was a milestone in the shifting towards keeping its options open
Yes.
and listening to, speaking to others in the East and elsewhere and being more pragmatic. Its alliance with the West not taken for granted.
Unfortunately, not taken.
And
for
has
granted.
that been a good thing moving forward? Keeping your options open.
NATO alliance or Western alliance, this failed coup attempt damaged Turkey's alliance with the West a lot. And therefore, the Astana process started in March 2017 after the Euphrates Shield operation on the border with Syria started, and Turkish army showed a big victory. The victory became victorious in protecting its border with Syria, and soon after this Euphrates Shield operation, military operation, Turkey, Iran, and Russia started Astana process.
Right.
And this trio, these three countries, still keeps this process, Astana process, alive, even in our day, I mean present day.
And while at the same time Turkey has not dismantled its relationship with the West, but it has multiple alliances.
Did not dismantle the relationship with the United States, with the West, maybe by compartmentalizing its relations with the NATO, West, EU countries. But the trust in the Western alliance got damaged a lot.
Yeah.
This is a big issue.
Yeah, and I can feel it from you. I can feel it from Onur Erim earlier. I can feel it from every Turkish person I speak to. You know, especially when it comes to that night.
And
yeah.
Can I say something?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
A group of university students came from United States to visit our university, and they were the international relations students, sophomore students. And I just asked them whether they are aware of this coup attempt, because they were very curious about Turkey and domestic issues, etc.
They had no idea, right?
They had no idea at all.
Right.
This is a big shock on me, because on public level in the United States, no one is aware of what happened on that night in Turkey. And they were not aware of the fact that the Turks in general believed that this coup attempt was sponsored by the United States. This is very important, and this damaged the American image in the eyes of Turks.
Yeah.
This is also a milestone in bilateral relations between Turkey and the United States.
Professor Ozden Zeynep Oktav, it's been good to talk to you. Thank you very much for joining us.